What's up, YouTube? It's Kenny again. Wanted to make a video this morning to kind of recap, talk about what happened yesterday. Man, great day in the market for us yesterday, guys. Before we get started, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a truck driver driving across the country, researching and trading stocks, and I will not be held responsible for any moves you make in the stock market. Not ever. I am not your mama, all right? Do your own research. Be your own person. Make your own decisions and take responsibility for them. So I hope you guys liked the little funny video I made yesterday. I got a real kick out of it. I'll probably watched it 10 or 15 times and laughed my ass off. Lost a subscriber. Don't know who. Gained some subscribers. So, it is what it is. I got a kick out of it and I thought it was funny. All right. I know I'm kind of crass sometimes and, it just is what it is. All right. Just trying to be funny. And with that said, I don't really have anything against short sellers, especially like people like us who buy puts and do shorts and whatever. It's just another strategy to make money in the stock market. I mean, if I traded options and stuff, I probably would have been shorting some stuff during this time period too. So, don't take personal offense that I'm like jumping on short sellers with that or whatever. It's just something funny, and everybody likes to poke fun at the shorts and stuff. But overall, I don't necessarily hate short sellers or anything. So, goddamn, guys, great day in the market yesterday. Also, hit that subscribe button, like the video, leave me a comment below, join the fucking Patreon, all that jazz. So, goddamn, guys, great day yesterday. All right, let me just look and just run it down. All right, Hyliion ended up 7.6%. It was up 8-9% some points during the day. Nice run on Hyliion. Still doesn't get us back up to these levels that we want to be at, and none of these moves do. But it was a really good sign, okay, to see all of this growth stuff up so much. OEG ended up 19.5%, guys. Big old move on OEG. All right, still not up to the levels we want to see. But, man, that's a really great move, 19.5%. Lordstown Motors ended up 20.12%. It was up as high as 25, 26% throughout the day, guys. I mean, these stocks are moving big, all right? We had an upward move on Enphase, smaller. Tesla came up just a little bit, but still just beat down. But, guys, these are huge moves. Lordstown Motors and OEG had huge moves yesterday, all right? So let's talk a little bit about why, all right? Lordstown Motors had already had a big, 12% move the day before, and then ran up another 20% yesterday. They released that news, like I said, in that first Lordstown, or that couple videos back, video I did about it. They released that news just at the perfect time, okay? Right exactly as the deadline passed for all these ambulance chasing ass lawsuits that they got served with or whatever. They, right after the deadline ended for that, they started releasing stuff. And it builds a lot of confidence that they are going to do this Lordstown Week thing, during which they're going to allow analysts and customers and investors to come to the facility, test drive the truck, tour the facility, and see that they're about to be ready to pump these trucks out. And even in that release, they still are saying September is when they're going to start producing these trucks. It's a big confidence booster for the stock market, okay? And OEG, okay? OEG, I listened to the earnings call, okay? They missed on earnings, okay? That means that they missed the analysts' targets, okay? The analysts, third party, said, we think this is what they're going to do, and they didn't do it, okay? And so everybody said it was a miss, and the stock went down, okay? But then I think people started to realize that in reality, revenue was up 67% year over year, okay? That's it's not quite doubling, but it's like it's getting up there, guys. They increased their revenue heavily, and in the earnings call they talked about how they're still facing pretty big headwinds because of the virus in that last quarter. Okay, the projects getting delayed, all this stuff, is setting them back. They're projecting they're going to have a really good second half of the year. That does not mean that it's going to push them way up into profitability and they're going to have a bunch of earnings beats and stuff like that. But the fact is they acquired this GTS company who's gotten another big contract. A lot of their contracts are recurring revenue, these master service agreements. And, this new company that they've acquired, GTS, is a telecommunications company who's like perfectly positioned to take advantage of the 5G build out, installing antennas, installing fiber optics, installing all this stuff that's going to be required for 5G. And one of the contracts that they secured is a fiber optics contract that relates to 5G. So I'm still bullish on OEG, on Lordstown Motors, on Hyliion, on CLNE, on Enphase, on all these stocks I'm in, okay? Still bullish on Tesla, too, over the long term. So none of my theses have changed on anything. But I will say that, let me just say this. I'm tempted to say, here it is. We're over the hump. We're going to start making some moves again to the upside in these more speculative growth stocks. It's hard for me to say definitively because I don't have a crystal ball. But it feels like we're over the hump, okay? The CPI data came out. The inflation was pretty high. The jobs data was not what we expected. Expected the job growth to go up more, but it didn't. And what that really means is that although it's a bad sign, it appears to be a bad sign for all of these hedge funds and stuff, that is telling them that the Fed is not going to start raising interest rates. In other words, the Fed still does not believe that this inflation that we're experiencing is permanent. And because jobs are not growing, the Fed is not about to raise interest rates. And so it creates a certain level of comfort for the people that are moving these markets. And let's just say, you don't see 20, 30% moves in these stocks because people like us suddenly started putting some more money in them, okay? You see big 20% moves like this because big money is starting to trickle back in, okay? And so that's also a good sign that we've seen these big bumps, because to me that signals that some of these bigger money operations are starting to put money long into these stocks, okay? So another thing that I find interesting that I wanted to mention is that it's interesting to me, and I'm not saying there's a correlation necessarily, but it's interesting to me that crypto has had this big sell-off, okay? I mean, they're gone from the 60,000 and now they're down at 45,000, right at the same time as we start experiencing this bump. We had a big drop in crypto. Okay, I know it's been kind of occurring for a minute, but we just had a big drop in crypto, and now all of a sudden we get these big bumps in the speculative growth stocks. And I think that that's interesting. I don't really understand the correlation. I know that there has been some correlation that appears to be there between the 10-year treasury notes and crypto. But it's interesting to me, okay, that is some of this money that's been dumped into crypto flowing back into the stock market, into these more speculative plays. Who knows? But I just think that the correlation is kind of interesting. All right. So let's talk a little bit about the SOXL trade. I am currently down significantly in the SOXL trade. I bought it higher than I wanted to. I should have waited. If I would have waited, I could have got in really low this morning. We'll just have to see what happens. I have not sold it, but it is possible I could get a loss on this one. Here's the thing. I'm down significantly, but I'm still not down far enough to offset the loss. I mean, the wins that I made in the last trade. So, I'm not crying over it. I'm not fretting over it. We're going to see what happens today. Somebody mentioned that Janet Yellen had said some stuff that made the semiconductor stocks drop. I haven't kept track of that, so I'm not sure. But we're just going to have to see what happens. It's possible I may sell it for a loss. I'm just going to see what it does today. And it is what it is. You win some, you lose some, We'll just have to see. It may come right back up and I may get out in the green. We'll just have to see. I may hold it for the rest of the week. I don't know. So, yeah. That's where we're at, guys. Keeping our fingers crossed for more growth. Hopefully, we're over the hump and we're going to start moving toward the upside. Whether it's slow or whether we get some more of these big moves, who knows? But that's where I'm at on it. That's what I'm feeling, all right? So, hit that subscribe button, like the video, leave me a comment, and support the channel. Join the Patreon, guys. You like the content, you like the funny videos and the real talk and everything, support the channel. Join the Patreon. Thanks for your support. Thanks for watching.